Hi everyone, this is MSY's Research Notes. Yesterday I talked about my research assistant experience and the article that I read about and the inspirations that I got from that article, and I shared with you something about my research progress. And today I spend most of the time in our courses. So generally, today I didn't do much about my research, and I only labeled or coded like 4 to 5 articles as a research assistant. So basically today is not very productive, and if you want to ask me what I'm going to share today, probably I just want to say the last thing about my literature review, because today I have nearly finished the last part of my literature review. Basically, in my previous videos, I have talked about that in my literature review, in the 3rd chapter, I will introduce vocal signals as a legitimate way of capturing classroom interaction and also the emotions along with those interactions or evoked by those interactions. So I need to prove why those audio signals can capture not a broad domain of positive emotions, but foreign language enjoyment, this specific positive emotion. So this is the last thing that I need to write about in my 3rd chapter of literature review. And I generally break FLE into 3 different dimensions, which is consistent with Professor Li Chengchen's research. And those 3 dimensions are private FLE, teacher FLE, and atmosphere FLE. So based on those 3 dimensions, I further explain why those vocal signals can't align with those 3 dimensions. The first dimension is FLE private, and in that dimension, it emphasizes students' like self-perceived progress or students' accomplishment. So in this sense, you can see that when students are feeling a higher level of control or higher level of value appraisals in the course, and also they can feel that their comprehension or understanding of the teaching materials or the ongoing classroom tasks is increasing, then they will naturally, vocally show this kind of positive emotion. For example, they will firstly have some exclamations of understanding, and also they will spontaneously contribute to the ongoing tasks because they want to. Firstly, they are actively engaged, and secondly, since they have a stronger sense of accomplishment, they are naturally further engaged and then want to contribute to the ongoing course. So you can see that from this dimension, I then moved to some kind of feelings, or just like the feelings that the students will feel when they are having a kind of higher level of private FLE. Like what I've said, they will have like a stronger sense of achievement. Basically, you can see this logic is moving from the definition of private FLE, and based on this definition, we will come out. We will figure out a kind of vocal expressions or a set of vocal expressions which can manifest or demonstrate this kind of definition. So theoretically, based on FLE private definition, we will figure out some kind of theoretically made vocal signals. And secondly, is about the teacher FLE and atmosphere FLE. So we now in my current literature review, I didn't break those two parts because firstly, the teacher will have a very significant impact on atmosphere, and atmosphere is absolutely influenced by the just actors in a course, like teachers, students, and the interaction between both of them. So I just combine teacher and atmosphere together because another reason is that those two things emphasize some similar things. They emphasize, for example, recognition. They emphasize a positive and inclusive atmosphere, and also they also emphasize like affection, students' affection on their teachers. The students, they think that the teacher is not very distant from themselves, whether socially or cognitively. So I just combine them together. And following the similar logic, moving from the definition of teacher FLE teacher and FLE private, FLE atmosphere, FLE teacher and FLE atmosphere, then I explain based on this definition, theoretically what kind of vocal expressions will students manifest or what students express. So you can see that our signals are not arbitrarily proposed. Our signals are proposed just based on those definitions. Just like the most basic definition of FLE, especially targeting the three dimensions of it, instead of treating this FLE as a merely phase of pleasure or enjoyment. We break it down, and we found that each dimension can just target to some kind of vocal expressions or different vocal expressions that can reflect different dimensions of FLE. So this is our argument logic. I think it's, personally speaking, I think it's convincing. At least compared with just randomly or arbitrarily list those FLE signals. So based on this definition, at least we have a kind of theoretical or theory origin. So this is one of the major barriers that I have already overcome, grammar mistake. So after writing this, I moved to the final part of my literature review, and that will be just like making a kind of conclusion about the previous literature review and just reorganize the gaps that we have pointed out in the literature review. And we combine those two things, the conclusion and just like retelling what we have said in the literature review, and directly point out the gaps we have listed or we have hinted in our previous parts. And then based on the conclusion, based on the retelling part, based on the gaps, then we point out our research aim or the purpose of our experiment. And based on this, finally, we will list the research questions. It's just like making a summary of what you have said, making it clearer and making it more direct. And we will just try to summarize all those things that we have write down in a single paragraph. And after this paragraph, we will just directly list our two research questions. And following this research question, there will be the methodology part. And for methodology, I have already finished like more than 40% or 45% of that. I don't dare to say that I've finished half of that. So generally, I think this is my research progress and what I've done until now. So this is actually what I want to say today. Not too much, because firstly, it's quite late. It's 11:30. And secondly, I really want to finish the literature review tonight, because just like what I've said, I'm still writing the last part of literature review because I'm still trying to summarize all those things that I've written down in a short paragraph. So I think I need to now move back to the dormitory and continue writing. And also because today I spent most of the time on the course, I didn't do much about my research assistant work. I mean, coding or labeling those essays. So probably if I still could have if I could have more time, I will firstly finish the literature review, and secondly, probably I will just do more about my research assistant work. So what I want to say at last is every day I will sow or I will lay the cost. I will lay the cause or lay the reason here and waiting for the outcome. So I'm waiting for harvest the outcome. There are just several reasons I want to say here. First, or several causes. First is like I've just tried everything I can do to submit my abstract to BAAL and Second Language Research Forum, and I really want to be accepted. I really want to present my work on those conferences. So hopefully I could be admitted and I could be accepted. And also I really need this chance, because another reason is because I want to be admitted by Oxford or by Cambridge. Those universities are excellent, are extraordinary, are beyond comparison. So, well, this is like the two causes I want to emphasize here. And the third is right now I'm writing about my near-peer dialogic teaching essay, and hopefully I will submit this paper early in May. So I really hope that everything can go smooth, and just let me just let me make more progress in my academic journey. All right, so just hope everything will be just fine. So this is what we have today, and tomorrow I'll get my passport, probably because I need to go abroad to participate in Eurocall. I need to get my passport, and also tomorrow I don't have too many courses, only one morning course. So I will just spend most of the time doing my research assistant work, and also at the same time further revising my literature review. And hopefully I will finish the literature review part during weekends, because today is Thursday and there is only half an hour to Friday. So hopefully I can finish the literature review during weekend, and the next week I hope that I can start to write about methodology and also the results part. All right, this is what we have today, and hope everything goes well. And this is what we have today, and this is MSY's Research Notes. See you tomorrow. Good night.